Freedom over fame, the cycle stays the same. Freedom over fame, freedom over fame, freedom over fame, the cycle stays the same. Freedom over cycle stays the same. Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same. Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. Freedom over fame. The cycle stays the same. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
And if you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show, Bills Tailgate show, as the Buffalo Bills are in Baltimore for a heavyweight matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are currently 3-0, looking to get to 4-0, so it will be Sauce God and the guys here in the Sit Down to get you guys all prepared. Do us a favor, hit that like and share, and join us in the comments section as well, and we'll be here in live in just a few moments.
Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
Yo, what's good, Bills Mafia? It's Stevie Johnson, and you're in the Sit Down with my man Sauce God. Go Bills.
Let's get this over with. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's simple, baby. Buffalo Bills football is heck, all right? And we tell you something.
I'm gonna crack a cold one because since it's a tailgate.
Ooh, ice cold, Mike. Let me tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are live here in the Sit Down with Sauce God, a sports and entertainment show.
I'm whipping the sauce, I'm tripping, of course, I want it all. All of my dogs be running with guard. Your mama, you're holding your pennies and bra. Cause when I get whipping the sauce, you taking it off. I'm dancing on tracks like stomping the yard. We keeping it quiet, we moving the signs, but now we starting to riot. Yeah, keeping my eye on the prize. I got me a queen, we riding like Bonnie and Clyde. Trips to Dubai, the way I be blessing, I'm destined for changing my decimals. Decibels hitting the wave and rapping incredible, splitting their head like a cantaloupe edible. Got me so high, I'm touching the sky. Of course, I give it my all. I'm whipping the sauce, kicking the door. But then we been here before. She ain't involved, well, she ain't involved. Taking my shot, even if down, we tying the score. Do your dance and now twist, don't stress, don't trip. Whipping sauce real quick, stay dripping, sipping on cognac. Roll tea in my veins, but you find that I'm whipping it, watch it get saucy.
How you doing it?
I'm twisting and mixing and shaking them haters right off me.
What you doing?
Yes, Bills Mafia, it is the Sit Down Bills Tailgate pregame show right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, hosted by myself, the Sauce God, and co-hosted right now by my guy 12 Gauge, and produced by 12 Gauge as well, and hosted and presented by a number of sponsors. I'd like to say BuffaloSauceGod.com, Duff's Famous Wings, Big Tree Inn in Orchard Park, right next to the stadium, Louis Bar in Attica, and also, of course, the Zuba Zone 716 sports card and memorabilia store there in Depew. We might have Mo down here joining us in a few moments as well. Hope to have him in here. But if you're just now tuning in, do us a favor. Hit that like and share button. Join us here in the comment section as well. We have ourselves a great matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. We're in Baltimore, number one. But number two, it is going to be a much tougher matchup than we have seen previously in some of the previous weeks. We are coming off of a 47-10 victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I know everybody in the Mafia is incredibly hyped about. And we are rolling with some momentum here. I heard some pregame predictions too, and what the Bills have to do. And those predictions, I think, were a little incorrect. And we'll talk about that later in the show, as well as the offensive and defensive keys for the Buffalo Bills to come away victorious today, and also the updated injury report for both teams as well. So joining here with me at the moment is my guy 12 Gage. Make sure you are unmuted, by the way. I'll remind you of that. And Gage, how are we doing on this fine Sunday game day afternoon, now turned evening? You're muted, buddy. Gage, you're muted. Gage, you're muted.
I was muted. My bad.
I even tried to remind you. I love it. I love it. Gage, how you doing today, brother? It's Sunday. You know, obviously we've seen a ton of action in the NFL thus far today, but we're waiting all day for Sunday night. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the matchup tonight. Bills-Ravens going to be a great game. I know Timmy's looking forward to it as well. But yeah, as I said, saw a lot of great football today. Just really looking forward to the matchup tonight.
Of course, there's still action right now. If you guys are actually seeing football right now, we're happy to have you here tuned in with us here in the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show. We normally air Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, as well as pregame for the Buffalo Bills games. And we are going to have a post-game show usually the following day. Tomorrow, maybe not, because I'm going to Danny's in Orchard Park for 10-cent wing night. And also, I want to give a quick shout out to our guy, Kirby. Kirby is a co-host on this podcast. He represents the Jacksonville Jaguars. By the way, when we stomped them, not only was he classy about it, but he gave a lot of props to the Bills, and he didn't say any sort of excuses. But right now, Kirby's in Florida, in the areas that are affected by the hurricane. He's been without power for some days. So we want to give some shout out to our Kirby and his family, and nothing but prayers and good vibes his way. Kirby, we are here with you in the sit down. You're here with us in spirit, brother. We're hoping that you could pull out of this with minimal damage and everybody okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a jam-packed show tonight. It is the Ravens in Buffalo Bills. This is the Bills' first of 3 straight road games, by the way, and this is coming now as the 3rd straight night game. It's a little bit different when you're waiting all day for a game, but it's also kind of great so you can actually pay attention to some of the other action in the NFL right now. So I'm going to go ahead and run down some of the scores currently through the NFL Sunday of Week 4. The Commanders right now are on top of the Cardinals 42-14 with just under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. The Patriots are currently losing 13-27 in San Francisco, and there's a full quarter football left there. The Raiders and Browns are currently in a little bit of a dogfight right now. 20-16 Raiders are leading in the 4th quarter. The Chiefs and Chargers are currently tied at 10 apiece. Pat Mahomes has not really looked himself in a sense, but the Chargers right now are threatening on the Kansas City 3-yard line with 1st and 10. First and 10 or 1st and goal? Should be 1st and goal. The Broncos pulled off a win today, 10-9, an ugly win, they say, but an ugly win is better than no win. 10-9 over the New Jersey Jets. So all the people that picked the Jets to win the AFC East, I hope you guys don't have jobs. The Vikings pulled out a victory. They were winning 28-0 at halftime, but the Packers managed to come back but fell short 31-29. The Falcons ended up beating the Saints 26-24. Of course, they couldn't cover the spread, Gage, because it was 2.5, and I saw that happening as it was unfolding. Whatever. The Buccaneers beat the Eagles 33-16. Baker Mayfield had a very efficient day, looking like one of the best quarterbacks in football. And that kind of reminds me that, he was drafted in 2018, first overall, the same year that we saw Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both drafted, and Sam Darnold, who actually has been playing some pretty good football, leading the Vikings to a 4-0 record. The Bengals pulled out a 34-24 victory over the Carolina Panthers. We saw the Texans barely win against the Jaguars. That puts the Jaguars at 0-4, 24-20. The Colts beat the Steelers 27-24. That's the first loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Bears are getting the win against the LA Rams 24-18. So, Gage, everything I've seen in NFL Sunday so far says that Caleb Williams has a long while to go until he is actually going to be an elite quarterback. But I'm not seeing that same scenario from Jaden Daniels. That kid is absolutely on fire. He's right now passing like 80% completion percentage, which is I think the best in the NFL. And we're going to bring in our guy Mo Down right now with us to join us here. Mo Down, how are we doing on this fine Sunday evening?
What's going on, y'all? Kind of caught a little nap there.
Hey, man, you got to get your naps in before the game starts. You got to get your smokes in before the game starts. But Modown, it is Sunday night. It is in Baltimore. It's a much tougher match than it is against the Jaguars and the Dolphins and the Cardinals, right? So, how are you feeling on this Sunday evening?
I'm pretty excited, dude. Definitely. I think it's going to be an amazing game. Definitely game of the week type material here. As long as we can shut down that run game, I think we're going to hold it down well, man. Defense is ready.
I like that. And of course, we're going to give you guys some free picks and props, including Gage's picks. And I'll tell you, if one guy can make picks, it's 12 Gage. If another guy can win parlays, it's Modown, who had a massive parlay win in that Bills 47-10 victory. Modown, give us a real quick rundown of what you had on your ticket and how that paid out for you.
Ended up having the Bills winning, Coleman to score a touchdown, Cook to score a touchdown, and shoot, I forget when there was something else. Ended up collecting $170 on a $5 bet.
I like that. What's good, Sauce and friends? Said Chris716. We appreciate you for stopping in, man. Make sure you guys hit us with a like and a share. If you haven't already done so, make sure you join us here in the comment section. Let's get hyped up, Bills Mafia. And make sure, please, and thank you first and foremost, that you are following, liked, and subscribed with those notifications turned on so you don't miss the live versions of the sit down or the sit down pregame tailgate show or the postgame show that we're going to be doing, and also including our special guest interviews like the one that I have with Bills Samurai coming out soon. I just sat down with him on Friday. It was a great show, great stuff. So you guys want to make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss the live versions of the show. But if you do, it is available via audio podcast the following day on audio. Wherever you may get your podcast from, that's where it's going to be. So we're going to have to give you guys a little preview of the Buffalo Bills and Ravens, as well as our free picks and props. We'll give you guys the updated injury report, all that much more right here in the sit down presented by Duff Smith Wings, BuffaloSauceGuy.com, Zubazone 716 Sports Card Memorabilia Store, Big Tree Inn, and Louis Bar in Attica. So we're going to talk a lot about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. But I want to give another quick shout out again to the 2018 quarterback draft class. I mean, Sam Darnold's balling for the Vikings 4-0. Baker Mayfield is looking like an MVP candidate at this point. And we all know Josh Allen and Lamar, what they're capable of. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. So let's go ahead. Let's get into a little bit of the ramping up of the stats. I'm going to compare the two quarterbacks so far for these teams and what it's kind of looking like, right? So Josh Allen right now is 54 of 72 passing with 634 yards, 7 touchdowns, no picks. Lamar Jackson actually has more passing yards at this moment. He's got 702, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick, but also leading the way for rushing. 41 carries, 188 yards, and 3 touchdowns for James Cook. We all know he's an absolute beast. Derrick Henry is running all over the place for the Baltimore Ravens, and that's something that we're going to pay a lot of attention to, and we'll talk about more later in the show as well. Derrick Henry has got 56 carries on the season, 281 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Both receiving cores are led by Khalil Shakir and Zay Flowers. Khalil Shakir with 14 catches on the year, 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 16 catches, 148 yards, and 1 touchdown. We have an updated injury report at some point in the show as well. We'll get to that in just the next segment or so. But right now, the Ravens are currently sitting at 1-2. The Bills are sitting at 3-0. The Ravens are coming off a big win against Dallas, 28-25, but they were winning most of the game and kind of let the Dallas Cowboys get back into it. They have a tough loss against the Las Vegas Raiders and, of course, to open the season against Kansas City. The Bills in their last 3 are starting the season off undefeated, 47-10 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. The week before that, 31-10 over the Miami Dolphins, and 34-28 over the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I think that Cardinals game was more so because it's not a divisional rival, it's not a conference opponent, and it's a team that we don't see very much of. And let's be honest, the Cardinals came and they played some pretty good football in the first half, but the Bills prevailed. So that's what we got for the stats. We got the lowdown with Modown injury report. Last I knew, Modown, we know that Taron Johnson and Terrell Bernard are not going to be playing in this game. I'll give a rundown of the Ravens if you want, but any updates on Terrell Bernard or Taron Johnson at this point?
Yeah, both are essentially back to practice in a little bit. Hopefully they don't rush him back too fast. I mean, the way the defense is playing, we don't need them to come back immediately. So hopefully they give them their time, in order to heal up.
I do want to say, it's obviously tough to not have those guys out there with the way the defense is playing. We are holding our end, and they're doing a great job. But the last I heard is that Taron Johnson is expected to return to practice in week 5 and possibly ready to go for week 5, week 6, which is good news. Terrell Bernard was seen in practice, by the way, with a red non-contact jersey on, so he's trending in the right direction to return to this team as well. We all know we're still without Matt Milano until probably December at the earliest, if we're lucky. As far as the Baltimore Ravens go right now, we know that they have Michael Pierce out, their defensive tackle. He's doubtful. Andrew Voorhees, their guard, doubtful. And their center, young center, good center, by the way, Tyler Linderbaum is at the moment questionable. We're not sure. I heard that he was trending and not playing, but if he's listed as questionable right now, it's possible he's going to play. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Of course, the Baltimore Ravens are my best friend and my brother Timmy Taylor's team. He was thinking about coming on here for the pregame show, but I think he's kind of just getting himself really hyped up. So I think it's going to be a great matchup, fellas. I really do. I think this is a good offense versus defense in both scenarios, both ways, because the Ravens have a pretty efficient offense at this moment, especially Derrick Henry, and also a very efficient defense. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the defensive breakdown right here in the Sit Down, a sports entertainment show. This is the Bills pregame tailgate show right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Let's go ahead. 12 gauge. Let's kick off a little defensive breakdown with the Pain Train segment right here in the Sit Down. Modown, what are the Bills defensively going to do to emerge victorious and get to 4-0?
Straight up, that defensive line needs to be rock solid. Miller, Russo, Oliver, all them dudes, Jones, all them dudes in the middle, they really need to stop that run. Hopefully contain it to the inside where we have a better grasp of it. So, if Russo and Vaughn can set the edge, if we can contain Henry, obviously, is going to be huge. I think he's been our nemesis for a long time with Tennessee and stuff. So I think that's where we need to focus, contain his game. And then once you get Lamar kind of running, scrambling, throwing, trying to make up things and do stuff, if the run ain't working, we'll be able to contain him enough. He doesn't scare me all that much anymore.
I think that if first of all, Lamar Jackson can throw the football. And I know there's people out there that say he's a running back. That's disrespect. Okay. Lamar Jackson can ball. The guy has had some of the better passing games you'll see out of a quarterback. But I do think the Bills have a little bit of a blueprint on how to defend him. We saw that back in 2019 before the Bills actually started to get to the point of being an elite team in the NFL, when Lamar Jackson was basically an absolute animal that year. The Bills kind of drew up a little bit of a blueprint on how to do that. 12 gauge, tell me 3 things you think the Buffalo Bills are going to do defensively tonight, and that's going to help them emerge victorious.
Well, I think Modown nailed it. I contain Derrick Henry. Do not let Lamar get out of the pocket and run all over the defense. And we got to force more turnovers, baby.
Good call. Good call.
I like that. So
turnover would be great.
Overall, I think here's what the Bills defensively are going to do. We're going to see Von Miller probably come away with another sack. Okay. He's had 3 straight weeks with a sack, getting us all fucking free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more at McDonald's. So we got to say, I love that from Von Miller. I really think we're going to see a little bit more of Groot this week. It's kind of, you get one guy coming at you, you get another guy coming at you. I think the secondary has played such sound defense, even in the game of tackling. Rasul Douglas has been great tackling. We've seen good things out of Cam Lewis, Jamarcus Ingram, Christian Benford. I'm expecting to see some Khair Lam tonight as well. And I really think maybe Damar Hamlin continues his pace of play at this point and shows up and makes some tackles. Maybe he forces a turnover. But here's the one thing I'm going to tell you. The Bills are going to have to just stop the run. You make Lamar Jackson beat you passing. Now, again, I said that he is a great quarterback. He can throw the ball. I have no doubt in my mind that Lamar Jackson is an elite quarterback. I'm a big fan. But I do think if you make him try to beat you as a passer, that's the best way to do it. Because if he can beat you as a passer, you can live with that. I mean, he did his job. He played well. And if you stop the run, you take away essentially their most the biggest weapon that the Ravens have, and that's they can run all over the place. They not only have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but you have Justice Hill. And I mean, and they can get yards, they can pick up chunks, but just don't give up the big plays. Make Lamar beat you as a passer, and that means that the secondary needs to contain, do their job, And I like what Modown said. If the defensive line can get that pressure, you don't want to get so far upfield on Lamar Jackson, though. You don't want to open up the pocket for him to run through those little lanes. We see that out of guys like Lamar and
we
Josh
can't play
Allen.
a lot of like zone defense. He can hurt you, I think, in the zone defense if we're dropping back too far.
Yep.
We got to contain that middle.
I 100% agree with that too. I think if you just take away what he makes him such a dangerous quarterback, and that's just taking away the ability to use his legs. Now, if he beats you passing, again, you're going to have to live with that, because the guy beats you in the one way that, I'm not saying it's a weak part of his game, but I'm saying it's the area of his game that it's not always going to be 100% elite. Okay. I've seen some elite passing games, but it's a much different defense that he's going to be facing this week in the Buffalo Bills. Of course, they beat the Cowboys last week, but the Cowboys have one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. We all saw that the Giants were able to actually go toe-to-toe with these guys, right? Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, this is the Sit Down Bills pregame tailgate show with myself, the Sauce God, 12 Gauge, and Modown right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Hit us with a like and a share. Join us here in the comment section as well. So we're talking a little bit about the defense. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the offense next, because the Bills have been an absolute well-oiled machine, efficiently running, efficiently passing, and playing clean, sound football. So let's go ahead and get into a little offensive breakdown with the victory formation. All right, let's start off with 12 Gauge this time. 12 Gauge, you'd think that the Bills have played such an incredible offense. They've played some great offenses here, right? We've seen them dial up some great game plans. What do you expect from the Bills offense against a tough Ravens defense tonight?
Tough to say against this tough defense. I expect Josh to ball out as he always does. I expect James Cook to get some lanes and get some big yards. I expect maybe the Ravens backfield maybe picks off Josh Allen once.
Oh no. Oh no. We got to keep that. It'll be his first time ever going 4 games, I think, to start a season or in a row or something.
Yeah.
Without one.
You are correct.
Paige, what do you think, though? Who is going to be the Bills' leading receiver on offense tonight?
Khalil here.
Okay, not a bad pick. Modown, what are the Bills going to do offensively tonight, and that's going to help them emerge victorious in tonight's game?
It's starting to become redundant here, guys. It's distribution. And that's what I think we're going to see this whole season long. I think Cook's going to have a nice game. I think Shakir's going to have a good game. And Kincaid, those definitely seem to be the 3 focal points here. I'd like to see it, honestly, sleeper kind of maybe. I'd like to see maybe Coleman get his first 100 yards, 5-6 catches, 100 yards, touchdown or 2 would be really nice. But I think just, again, we'll beat this horse all season long, dude. Distribution and spread the ball around.
So far in our pregame shows, I have actually been able to predict a little bit of what we're going to see from the Bills offense. And I kept it consistent last week with an elite passing game from Josh Allen. Might not have been incredible with the passing yards, but 4 first-half passing touchdowns and no turnovers and a really clean completion percentage to go with his efficient passer rating and quarterback rating. I'm going to say this week, Josh Allen's going to play an efficient game. We're not going to see turnovers, but I really think that he is going to possibly be the Bills' leading rusher tonight. We might see some serious rushes up the field that forces Josh to get out of the pocket quick. And I'm saying that Josh Allen might go for 75 or more rushing yards tonight. I see maybe a touchdown, maybe 2 from Josh. But as far as the receiving core, I like what Modown said. I think Keon Coleman coming off of his first career touchdown.
What's up?
I think his first career touchdown is really a big thing for him to kind of just keep rolling forward and continue his momentum. So maybe he does have a 100-yard game in him. I think Khalil Shakir is a great pick as well for the Bills' leading receiver. But I really think there's also a good chance tonight that maybe we see a little bit more of Kincaid again. I think Kincaid is going to be kind of a guy that Josh can check down to, a guy that Josh can kind of throw to on third and short situations, picking up first downs. I like the way the Bills moved the football against the Jaguars last week, and I expect to see them try to do the same thing. But whatever Joe Brady's got dialed up, he's got dialed up and ready to go for this Buffalo Bills offense, and they are playing incredible this year, led by Josh Allen, who is right now, in my opinion, the leading MVP candidate for this year. But all that's great. We want a Super Bowl, though. That's what we want. And by the way, my guy Kada came on the show last Friday. We sat down and he talked to me about what he wants for the Buffalo Bills, and he wants them to win a Super Bowl this year and to be able to come back to Buffalo for a victory Super Bowl parade. And I would love to have Kada come back. You guys need to make sure that your notifications are turned on so you don't miss my live interview, my interview with Kada Nakagawa, a.k.a. Bill Samurai, the Bills guy from Japan. So a quick few comments. We got our guy, Robbie Nelson, or Robbie Snyder coming in. Go Bills. He said, hi, Sauce. Mama Montage, a.k.a. Lance's mom, my former co-host on the Sit Down with Bills in Buffalo, said, go Bills. I like that. Archie Capitelli, last time he came in here and said Jags by 10, he says Ravens by 10, so that's a good sign for us Bills fans. Archie, go to hell. But hey, so I've got a quick update as far as the injury reports. We're going to go into our next segments here in a bit as far as our MVP picks. Our free picks and props is still to come in the show as well. Getting Saucy this week will not feature chicken wings, though, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to Danny's tomorrow night, and my girlfriend, my lovely girlfriend, Emily, who is actually the voiceover in the sit-down intro that gets me fired up every single time, is making one of my favorite dinners. It's called Chicken Dinner. I'll tell you guys all about it during Getting Saucy and how it's got me fired up. That's still to come later in the show. The Ravens inactives tonight. I told you who was inactive for the Bills. We also know that Mike Edwards is inactive and offensive lineman Will Clapp is inactive. But the guard, Andrew Voorhees, Michael Pierce, their nose tackle, safety Bo Braid, wide receivers Devontae Walker, and Nick Samick will not be active this week. We also know that center Tyler Linderbaum is active. So he was questionable with a knee injury, but he is active for the Ravens, and that's huge for the Ravens against an elite Bills pass rush. So there's our updated injury reports right here in the sit-down, presented by BuffaloSauceGod.com, and also presented by Zubazone 716 Sports Card and Memorabilia Store right there in Depew. My guy Mo Down will take good care of you. Stop in. He's got everything you need: Bills memorabilia, sports cards, sealed product, everything, all that and much more at the Zubazone 716 Sports Card Memorabilia Store. So let's go into our next segment here, fellas. The game book MVP of the game. Mo Down, who is going to be the Bills? If it's Josh Allen, fine, but give me another guy to go hand in hand with the Bills MVP, the game book MVP of the game.
Let's see if maybe we can find someone off the defensive side. Again, we got to have someone to, do that containment, and let's try to do that. So I'm going to go with the defensive line. Again, not to pick any one guy, but I think the defensive line is really what's going to be the most important pieces of the game.
I like that. Gage, give me an offensive and defensive MVP of the game for the Buffalo Bills.
Offense. Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, he's going to come in clutch tonight.
Excellent.
As Mo Down said, a lot of checkdowns to him. On the defensive side, Groot.
Love it. So
that's also my jersey selection for tonight.
I've been wearing mine all day, man. I just took it off while I was napping. I'm putting it back on.
I like that. By the way, I have some updated news on Matt Milano that just came through from Buffalo's 92.9 WBUF radio. Matt Milano may be returning sooner than expected. He actually is traveling with the team this week. Taron Johnson and Terrell Bernard are also with the team this week in Baltimore as well, which is something you want to see. Mild tears of the bicep, though, typically can take about 10 weeks to heal. It's been around 7 weeks since his injury, meaning he could be gearing up for a comeback faster than some thought. I expect the Bills to be cautious with him. Obviously, they want him to come back healthy and ready to go. But if we can get him maybe by week 9, I mean, that's something that the Bills could definitely use. And if they can continue this way that they're playing offense and defense and winning games, that would be great for a playoff push as well to have him back with the way that the defense is playing. So that's a little quick update on that. My picks for the game book MVP off of the game for offense and defense are going to be defensively. I'm saying Rasul Douglas this week. I see Rasul Douglas maybe coming away with an interception, maybe a fumble recovery, something of that nature, a couple big tackles. Rasul Douglas is going to be my pick for the defensive MVP of the game. Offensive MVP of the game, I have to say, I normally would not say Josh, but I'm going to say Josh Allen because I really think that he's going to run the football tonight. He's going to get some touchdowns, and I think he's going to play efficient, clean passing game. And I think that Joe Brady just really knows how to dial up this offense against our opponents to utilize our strengths, our weapons, and how to tailor the offense to our elite quarterback one, Josh Allen, JA17. So if you guys are just now tuning in, do us a favor. If you haven't done so, please hit us with a like and a share. Join us here in the comment section. It's the Sit Down Bills pregame tailgate show with myself, the Sauce God, at Buffalo Sauce God across all social media platforms. You chitros need to know my co-host as well, Mo Down, the guy running the Zuba Zone 716 store, sports card and memorabilia store there in Depew, and my guy 12 Gauge also producing the show right here in the Sit Down. We're happy to have you guys in here with us. We still got more to go in the show. This week, we're going to talk about stirring the sauce, Sauce God versus the negatives and the haters. Now, listen, I think the Bills are just playing great football. And I liked what Louis Riddick said on Monday Night Football when he said the Bills are playing assignment football. And some people might take offense to that. Does that mean that we don't have... No, it means we have a bunch of guys that play like stars, but they're not concerned with themselves. They do their job. They're not interested in stats. They're interested in one thing, and that's winning. So I want to know exactly, though, why everybody in the national media this week, I know the Ravens are favored 2.5. I understand that, but why are they picking the Ravens to win this game when they are 1-2 and the Bills are rolling the way that they are? That still tells me that as much as we might be number one in some people's power rankings, it doesn't fucking matter. People still don't believe in this team. I'm going to tell you what, if you guys don't believe in this team, thank you. Please bet on some other team to win the Super Bowl so that way they let us win the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, the Bills are that good. It doesn't matter without Stephon Diggs. It matters who is our quarterback and how we have the guys on the field ready to play every single week, week in and week out. And I like that Josh Allen has talked about their preparation is consistent. Whether it's a big opponent, small opponent, doesn't matter. Week in, week out, we got to get this win. We're just focused on what's right in front of us. So all the haters out there that still have something negative to say about the Bills, enjoy the game tonight. And when the Bills come out victorious and they come out looking like an absolute elite superstar, superpower fucking team, you guys can apologize, but I don't give a fuck to hear it. That's how I feel about it. So that's me stirring up the sauce this week. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit of first and goal, Bills and NFL trivia. I'm going to give you guys 7 questions in total. Okay. And let's get that music pause. Gage, let's go ahead and let's kick off that first and goal Bills and NFL trivia video presented by Louis Barnatica, home of one of the best weck and wing combinations in all of Western New York. Go ahead and check them out. Tell Chad that Sauce God sent you. Let's go ahead. First and goal. All right, so this is first and goal, the NFL and Bills trivia, and then this is, of course, between Gage and Mo Down right now. If you guys are out there in the comments, feel free to join in with your answers as well. This is presented by Louis Barnatic, as I said before. So let's talk. First question. In the 2018 draft, Baker Mayfield was selected number 1 overall. What college did he play for?
Oklahoma.
Mo Down?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Okay, I started you guys off with an easy one. That is both correct. Ding, 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 ding. All right, you guys are tied at 1 apiece. We have 6 questions to go. In the 2018 NFL Draft, Lamar Jackson was selected in the first round with the 32nd overall pick by the Baltimore Ravens. What college did he play for? Mo Down, let's start with you first.
Louisiana.
Gage?
Louisville.
Gage is correct with Louisville. I knew that you meant that, though.
That's what I meant.
I knew that you meant that.
Louisville, not Louisiana. My bad, yeah.
So I'm going to ask you guys both another question. I saw today a 63-yard field goal made by the New England Patriots because they don't have much offense. They have to have something good, right? What is the NFL record for the longest field goal in a game? Mo Down?
I believe it's 66.
12?
Correct. 66.
All right, so you guys are both. I'm going to give the Louisiana thing to.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Because
wrong
Louis, it's close.
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
It's
the Louisville Cardinals.
I like that. You're tied at 3 apiece right now. Let's see. This is gonna be a tough one. I want to give you guys something that's kind of tougher here. I'm gonna give you guys. That's too much. That's way too much. No, that's too stat. Okay, let's go to something else here. What college did current Buffalo Bills receiver Khalil Shakir get drafted from? Mo Down?
Shit. I don't know.
Oh,
12.
Oh, you stump him too? Great.
oh my God!
I'll give you both a hint
Okay.
because you both haven't gotten it. They play on a blue field.
Kentucky.
Oh, Boise State.
12. 12 is correct with Boise State. That is
Boise.
the correct one.
I don't
So
follow college enough. I don't follow.
we got
college.
Gage at 4, Mo down at 3. So
All
we
right.
have 3 questions to go. Currently for the Buffalo Bills, their running back situation, James Cook was drafted out of what college? Mo down.
Georgia Bulldogs.
12.
Yep, Georgia.
Okay, so 12 currently leads 5-4 with 2 questions remaining. All right, so let's see. What college did the 3 weeks in a row getting a sack, Mr. Von Miller, get drafted out of? Modem?
I'm just going to go with the University of Denver. Maybe. I have no idea.
12 gauge?
Got me on this one too. Miami.
You both are incorrect. The correct answer is Texas A&M.
Oof.
And yeah, Von Miller was drafted out of Texas A&M. Now, so we have 1 question remaining. Gage is currently winning 5-4. Let's see. What do I want to draw up here? What do I want to dial up for you? Okay. Back in 2017, we drafted Tre'Davious White in the first round, a defensive back. He currently plays for the LA Rams, but I still love Trey White. Take away Trey, nothing but good vibes your way. What college was Tre'Davious White selected from? Modem? Funny thing is, I can't give you that hint yet.
I don't know.
12 gauge?
LSU.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
shit,
Mode, I was
did
going to
know
say
that.
Louisiana
Damn it.
came back.
It was
so
LSU.
12 gauge wins 6-4 in this one. So 12 gauge, you got yourself a little bit of FaceTime, brother. Go ahead and tell everybody out there how you're feeling about the game.
Well, I couldn't just now because you muted me.
I'm
I'm feeling really good about this game right now. I'm feeling really good. I'm amped. I'm pumped.
Tell me another thing, Gage. You were backstage and you listened to the entire interview with Keita Nakagawa, a.k.a. Bill Samurai. What did you think of the upcoming episode of The Sit Down that people are going to be able to watch here in just the next coming week?
I'm really looking forward to everyone seeing it. I loved that guy. That dude was awesome. He represented the team well. He got the first Bills backers bar in Tokyo. He's a really cool guy.
He is really cool. I mean, from everything that I heard from him, not only is he knowledgeable, but he really took pride in every bit of what Buffalo culture is. He tried chicken wings. He also has come here now for a regular season game, a preseason game, and he has gotten very assimilated with the Bills Mafia culture, and I love it. I got to talk with him and find out what it's like in Japan. And yes, he did start up the first Tokyo Bills backers bar at the Rising Sun Pub, which is a British-style pub in Tokyo, Japan. So the Bills Mafia is global, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're out there watching and haven't already done so, do us a favor. Hit that like and share button. You're here with Sauce God, 12 Gauge, and Modown in the Sit Down Bills Pregame Tailgate Show right here on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Make sure you're following, like, and subscribe with those notifications turned on so you never miss the live versions of the show, but available via audio podcast the following day in case you're not able to catch this live version. But also, coming from my page are updates on the Bills every single day, as well as great content, great reels, and featuring right now on my page some of Josh Allen's best moments from the Jacksonville Jaguars 47-10 victory over the Jaguars, and Keon Coleman's first touchdown as a pro in the NFL and as a Buffalo Bill. That has been First and Goal NFL and Bills trivia of the 1st to 7 correct answer winning, presented by Louis Bar and Attica. Of course, remember that Louis Bar and Attica, one of the best whack and wing combinations. Have yourself some drinks, play some pool, play the jukebox, tell Chad that Sauce God sent you. He'll probably say, I don't know that guy money in cornhole, but yes, he does. Love you, Chad. All right, let's go into our next segment here, ladies and gentlemen, of I'll Take That Action, free picks and props. It is not Monday Night Football. I should have edited that before the show, but of course, I'm a little too hyped for the Bills game, so we're just going to leave it up there as is. But I'll Take That Action is presented by BuffaloSauceGuy.com. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, bet and play at your own risk where it is legal to do so, because we do not encourage or endorse any illegal or underage gambling. And I don't want to hear that you lost on a parlay ticket, because guess what? I probably fucking lost too. I don't need you coming at me. But when we win and you don't win, I don't want to hear that neither. So let's go ahead. Let's give you guys some free picks. Amen to that. Let's go ahead and get into I'll Take That action. Yeah. Hey, guys, life is too short to bet the under. I don't care if it's 59. I don't care if it's 67. You got to ride the fucking over.
This is fucking ridiculous. We need a fucking touchdown. The stakes are high for these ones, boys.
Over-unders, give me points. So, of course, I'll take that action. That video right there actually features my best friend, Timmy Taylor, who is, he loves gambling, but he's a Ravens fan. So we're going to give you guys some of our free picks on this game for the Bills and Ravens. The Ravens are currently favored 2.5 points at home. The over-under is 46.5. Now, I'm going to say for all three of us, I'm sure, we would tell you to take the Bills plus 2.5 because we see them winning, which would mean you could take the money line at plus 122 as well. They were underdogs against Miami. The Bills came away victorious there. This is a much different team, and it's not a divisional opponent. It's not a conference opponent. Modown, let's start with you, brother. Over or under 46.5?
I see the over on that.
Okay, 12 gauge. Where are you leaning for the over-under?
I kind of like the under. I don't know why, but I'm liking the under.
I got to say, I see more of the under, just based on the way that they played in previous years, including the playoffs. They haven't typically been very high-powered, high-scoring games, but that doesn't mean the Bills can't come out and play offense the way they did it against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I saw that game going under. That went nowhere near the under. That went the Bills hitting the over themselves. So we all three, so Modown, you're going over. Me and 12 gauge are going to go under on this one.
Sure.
Now, let's give some free picks and props based on this one. Lamar Jackson is currently at over or under 204.5 passing yards. I honestly think that there's a chance he's going to get the over. I talked about that he needs to beat the Bills with his arm and beat them in the passing game. Modown, what do you make? Over or under 204.5 passing yards for Lamar Jackson?
Man, that's a good number. Jesus. I would say maybe over, because I want us to contain the run. So that'll kind of force him to throw a little bit more. But then the way the defense secondary has been playing, he might not be able to. We might be able to shut that down.
12 gauge, what do you make of Lamar Jackson's passing prop?
I can see the under. I can see the under.
I like that. I honestly think that he's going to stay over, like I said. But let's talk about. I'm going to give you guys a free pick from me, and then Modown, I'll ask you for a pick. And Gage, if you got any other picks as well, we're going to have you give them as well. So these are free, of course. If you guys win any money or any parlays or any of our picks, please send them in to us so we can show them off and maybe feature you on our upcoming show. I'm going to give you guys over 29.5 rushing yards for JA17. That is my pick, my free pick to give you guys. I see him having a big day running the football. But then again, Josh Allen hasn't necessarily felt like he's had to run the football. He's taking a little bit more of what the defense gives him. I still say over 20.5 passing yards or rushing yards. Modown, what do you got for some free picks for the people?
I would do in a nice easy parlay. You could take the Bills in the money line, Allen to score a touchdown anytime, and either Cook anytime or Shakir anytime. I would go. You could do all four or any three of that combination. I think would be a good choice. Probably won't deliver a ton. But it should be at least to get you, $10 to get you 100. I would guess after that should be a decent parlay.
I like that. So if you take Josh Allen anytime to score a touchdown, you take the Bills money line, that right there would be a nice little 2-leg parlay. You guys can pair it up with another couple of picks. But 12 gauge, what do you got for the people for some free picks and props? And I'll take that action.
I'm thinking Zay Flowers to go into the end zone anytime.
Okay.
James Cook, Dalton Kincaid.
Anything else?
And Derrick Henry. Anytime.
Okay,
touchdown.
so Derrick Henry, anytime to score a touchdown, is minus 140. Josh Allen is plus 140. James Cook is plus 145. Zay Flowers is plus 190. So right there, those picks right there, if they hit, would pay out pretty well for you guys. I think the Josh Allen anytime touchdown score is a really nice one. I also think that there's a possibility we see, I would say Lamar Jackson, but no, I don't think so. I think he's going to pass the football more, and there's a chance that Zay Flowers gets a touchdown there as well. As far as any other props, anything else that you guys want to throw into this segment?
No, I think that'll about do it.
Okay, so that's I'll take that action. And of course, we have free picks and props before every Bills game. And also, and we have on our post game, we'll talk about those as well. But if you guys are just now tuning in, do us a favor, hit that like and share. Join us here in the comments section. It's Sauce God, Modown, and 12 Gauge right here in the sit down on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. And we're getting ready for the Buffalo Bills to take the field in less than an hour. They will be playing at 8:20 on Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock. For those of you out there that are not in the Bills markets of local games, or if you don't have television, I'm sorry, because they're going to be on national. If you guys don't have cable or any sort of thing to watch it, you can watch it on Peacock. I think they have a pretty cheap option for membership. So normally we'd have Ramparts Rally in here. We ran through some of the scores and stats around the NFL so far. So we're actually going to go ahead and make some noise and highlight some of the fans' comments so far in the show. Chris said, "What's good, Sauce and friends? Go Bills." Mama Montage saying hello, Anthony. Here's one of my favorites. Archie Capitelli, Ravens by 10, because he said Jags by 10 last week, and that proved to work out very well for us. And also our guy, Robbie Snyder, who is also a Bills podcaster and a live show host. And I've actually been on his podcast. Really good dude. Buffalo Robbie, I call him. Robbie Snyder coming into the show. So it's been a great show so far, guys. I'm getting hyped up, and this is what I like to do every single week. So let's go into our next segment here of the weakest link, and we're going to talk about who we think is going to be the weakest part of this game tonight against the Ravens. Let's go ahead, Gage, and play that weakest link. I love watching that video every single time. In fact, by the way, last pregame show, my guy Bobby Warren, my mentor, Patriots fan, by the way, came into the show and said, what are the chances we see Mac Jones come out? And I said, if the Bills are blowing him out, he will. He did. And then he had a turnover because I said, if he comes in the game, I'm going to make sure that he fucking wants to quit football after. So I love that. Mac Jones was the weakest link last week, and I proved to be correct. Modown, who do you think is going to be the weakest link this week in the Bills-Ravens game?
So we'll go to the opposite side of what hopefully would be the MVP, and let's go with the offensive line on the Ravens. Hopefully that'll be the weakest link. Hopefully we get good penetration. Hopefully we get Vaughn cruising off the end lines. Like I was like that Miami game, dude. That dude looked fast as all can be off the corners. So I think I'd like to see their offensive line be the weakest link, and we shut them down.
Gage, who is your pick for the weakest link in this Bills-Ravens matchup?
I'm hoping it'll be the Ravens safeties because we're going to get over the top of them and we're going to score lots of points.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice.
My pick for the weakest link is going to be Derrick Henry. And I know that's going to come as a shocker for some, but I think that he had a great game against the Cowboys because the Cowboys' run defense is non-existent. But I think the Bills are going to make an effort to shut him down the same way that they did when he and the Titans came here for Monday Night Football back in 2022. That was the most electric atmosphere I've ever been a part of. I think the Bills are going to try to game plan as to how to slow him down so that they have second and long, third and long, and possibly even longer than that, right? That's my pick for this week's weakest link. And that's not saying that he's the worst player in the game, because if you tell Derrick Henry I said that and he comes after me, I'm running as fast as I can, but I'm not going to get very far because every time that dread grows in the back of his head, I feel like he does. So that's my pick for the weakest link. We're going to go into our second to last segment here of Getting Saucy, presented by Duff's Famous Wings and Big Tree Inn. Remember with Duff's Famous Wings, that medium is hot. You don't have to ask for them extra crispy if you go to the original on Sheridan Drive and tell Joe Duff that Sauce God sent you. That's my highest rated 2 chicken wings of all time, including the Big Tree Inn as well. Make sure you get those hot, wet Cajun. All right, let's go ahead and Getting Saucy right here in the sit down on Facebook and YouTube.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Ice cold, nice, refreshing Labatt Blue on a fair store behind J817.
It's a cold front, is what that is.
I'm fired up this week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get you fired up. Bills Mafia, want to hear me getting saucy this week? It's simple. Mac Jones and the New England Patriots, and also, too, the Miami Dolphins, and anybody that's got anything bad to say. Bills by a billion, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Bills. Yeah, the Bills are 3-0, and they're looking to get the fucking 4-0. So let's get fucking saucy before the game starts. Presented by Duff's Famous Wings and Big Tree, and right here with myself, the Sauce Guy, Mo Down, and 12 Gauge. Normally, I'd be eating chicken wings, but as I said before, my girlfriend's got one of my favorite dinners in the crock pot. Chicken dinner, simple. Chicken with some butter, some seasoning, and some fucking red wine vinaigrette on top of a little bit of fettuccine and on the top of a little bit of fucking lettuce. It's got that perfect chewiness, taste, and crunch to go hand in hand. So it's got me fired up already, right? But I'm going to tell you something. Back in 2019, I watched Lamar Jackson and the Ravens come to town, and I watched Lamar Jackson run. That is the fastest human being I've ever seen. That's scary. But when you're going to come and play against the Bills, and we're going to be in Baltimore, fine. We're going to eat a bunch of fucking blue crab and go ahead and make sure we're shooting our pellet guns at some fucking Ravens tonight, right? Because we're going to shoot them out of the sky. We're going to make sure that we shut them down defensively. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry are not going to be able to find a way to run because they forgot they even had legs. Hell, they might have even thought they were fucking weekend at Bernie's because they couldn't fucking walk, right? But the Bills offense is going to come and strike back with a little bit of hashtag let James cook, a little bit of Josh Allen running over you because he likes to stiff arm and lower his fucking shoulder because he's an absolute fucking maniac and a psychopath. And Khalil Shakir doing his damn job. Keon Coleman doing his damn job. Dalton Kincaid doing his damn job. Everybody on the damn team is doing their damn job tonight because you know why? Louis Riddick said it best. Bills play assignment football. And remember, Stephon Diggs and everybody else out there, that in this offense, everybody eats. Because this is a team. This ain't a fucking team of one guy. This is a fucking team. This is a brotherhood. That's what it's all about. And that's me here in the sit down, getting saucy on the Bills pregame tailgate show right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, presented by the BuffaloSauceGuy.com, Duff's Famous Wings, Zuba's Own 716 Sports Card and Memorabilia Store, Big Tree Inn, and also Louis Bar in Attica. If you guys want to become a sponsor of the sit down, at the moment we have some unpaid offers for everybody out there. If you want to get your business highlighted a little bit and become a proud sponsor of the show, hit me up after the game. We're going to go into our final segment here, ladies and gentlemen, of Bada Bing, Bada Boom, the best thing that we heard or saw today. So 12 Gauge, kick off that video.
This is the Army where you shoot them a mile away. You got to get up close like this. Bada bing! Bada bing!
All right, you damn chidros. Bada bing, bada boom is usually the best thing we heard in the show, but of course it could also be the best thing that we saw today in the world of sports or just in the world in general. So Mo Down, why don't you start us off here? What do you got for bada bing, bada boom?
I like what Gage said earlier. I think shutting down Derrick Henry is going to be a great thing today. Like I said, he's been a nemesis for us for a while. If we can limit him to any monster explosive runs, keep him under 100 yards, hopefully out of the end zone, I think that'll be a win for the day, no doubt.
I like that. 12 Gauge, what do you got for bada bing, bada boom?
I like what I saw from Archie there.
Oh, nice.
I like that too. And by the way, so what I'm going to say for bada bing, bada boom is, you know, I saw earlier in the spreads, overs and unders, that the Raiders and the Browns were over under 36.5. Okay. You see that number, you're going to want to take the over because it's so low, right? But I see that number and I say, no, that's going to stay low. However, it was 20-16 in the fourth quarter, and the game ended at 20-16. So that game stayed at exactly 36 points. Now, of course, though, the Chargers couldn't pull out the victory, and they ended up losing 17-10. That was a plus or minus 7 for the spread. So it just shows me again, something's going on in Vegas that we just are unsure of. But hey, tonight, that shit ain't going to matter because the Buffalo Bills are going to come into Baltimore and stomp around, and they're going to play a sound game. So that's what I got for bada bing, bada boom. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude it for us tonight in the Sit Down Bills pregame tailgate show on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, on Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, hosted by myself, the Sauce God, and co-hosted by my guys, Mo Down, 12 Gauge, normally Ramparts here as well, and our guy Kirby in Florida right now, affected by those hurricanes. Prayers and good vibes are with you at this moment, brother. We love you, and stay safe. And hey, if you can, watch the fucking game. But everybody else out there, make sure you tune in for our next show right here in the Sit Down on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and available via audio podcast the following day. This has been brought to you in part by BuffaloSauceGuy.com, Duff's Famous Wings, Zuba's Own 716 Sports Card Memorabilia Store, Big Tree Inn, and of course, Louis Bar in Attica. Love every single one of you out there. God bless every single one of you. And as always, from all of us here in the Sit Down, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.